What's up, everybody? This is Austin from the Bare Maximum Project. Are you and your significant other having some friction and you don't understand why? Glad you're here. So I'm going to help you out with that. I'm going to give you some tips on how you guys can get past that coming up right here in the Bare Maximum Project. Whew, relationships. Man, there are times where you're just wondering what's wrong with you, and they're thinking the same thing about you, and so you guys are constantly bickering over stupid stuff. Because we're different people, we're all gonna have those seasons where we really can't stand the other person.
I said, F you, and I hung up the phone.
But what you realize is a lot of these stupid arguments that you're having have really big umbrellas that they're kind of falling under. When you're arguing about cups, it's really not about cups. It's about that person's lack of organizational skills or whatever else might be important to you at that time. So whenever you have these situations where you're going tit for tat and you're keeping score and all that other stuff, all that other drama, you want to try to have those really brutally honest conversations about what you need. Now, let me warn you, there's going to be some hurt feelings and you're going to have to recover from that. But I promise you, ripping that Band-Aid off is how you start the healing process. Last thing that you want to do is be taking subtle jabs at something rather than confronting it head on. That's how a lot of resentment just snowballs over time. And then next thing you know, you're wondering, man, how do we get here? And you both got to be strong enough to really be able to accept what the other person has to say. Make it a space to where both of you are safe to talk about the issues that you're having currently in the relationship. Now, if you don't think that you're able to do this, that's fine. I totally respect that. But at some point, if you really want to be able to move forward past those dumb arguments that you're having, confront the hard truths head on. Trust me, it works. It's going to hurt at first, but it works. So this brings me to my next point about communication and why it's so important. Partner does not know what you don't tell them. So open your mouth and say something. Say what you need. What isn't said is not heard. So you've got to say something. Open up your mouth and talk. What is bothering you?
You know what? I've had it. This sucks. What's wrong with you?
What do you need? What do you want that person to stop doing? What do they need to raise the bar up in? They don't know what you don't tell them. Nobody can mind read. I don't care how good you think you are at it. You can't do it. So open up your mouth and say something. And on the receiving end, listen to the concerns. Don't just merely be a listener, but actually do something about it also. Take action on what that person is telling you. You can hear the same thing 50,000 times, but if you don't do something about it, then nagging comes into the picture.
And that ain't fun.
Also, when you're learning how to communicate, be very, very clear on what it is you're trying to achieve. This ain't the time to be making hints or dropping little tiny suggestions. Like, no, be direct, be clear, and be concise in what you're trying to say. Because a lot of misunderstandings happen that way. Whenever you're trying to give somebody something that they didn't ask for, then more resentment comes in. Don't do that. Be clear in what you're saying so that the person has no doubt in their mind what you want from them. Well, take the challenge and break the cycle. Stop the circular arguments that aren't going anywhere. Let the old stuff go. Stuff that's 6-7 years old. Or again, speaking from experience, circular arguments are exhausting. They wear your mind out. They wear your relationship out, and you're just like, man,
what just happened?
Let the old stuff go. The stuff that's 6-7 years old, or however old it is, stuff that happened last week. Let it go.
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Give grace for that stuff. Remember that person is human and move on with them. Now, it's your choice to make. Goal is not for you to try to change the other person, but for you to try to grow with them and grow in your own individuality and grow together as a couple. There'll be times where you guys have friction. You're going to have seasons where you're feeling each other and seasons where it's like,
if you leave here, I hate you.
I haven't been paying attention to anything that's been happening.
I guess not. I think I must have misread all of those signals.
I guess you did.
Take each season in stride, roll with everything that comes, and just remember that you're both human. Give each other grace. And you've got to do the work constantly. Don't take score. Don't go tit for tat over everything. Stop the circular arguments. Communicate, and also use that brutal honesty from time to time, so that way you guys can have what might be called like a relationship kind of cleansing deal. So you might want to have those detox situations where you guys just let it all out, hurt each other's feelings for a day, then be like, you know what? Let's heal. Let's move forward because I want to make this work with you. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what your progress is, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care.